Hi, and welcome to Amity Future Academy. My name is Gaurish Sarkar, and I am a program executive at Amity Future Academy. So, today we are going to learn about Introduction to Excel and the layout of it. So, let's begin. So, what is Excel? Excel is a spreadsheet application developed and published by Microsoft. It is part of the Microsoft Office suite of productivity software. So unlike a word processor such as Microsoft Word, Excel organizes data in columns and rows. Rows and columns intersect at a space called a cell. Each cell can contain a single of data such as text, a numerical value, or a formula. Also, Excel is a tool for organizing and performing calculations on data. It can analyze data, calculate statistics, generate pivot tables, and represent data as a chart or graph. For example, you could create an Excel sheet that calculates a monthly budget, tracks associated expenses, and interactively sort the data by criteria. So, like such applications, it is one of the most popular tools used in almost all of the businesses, and that is a brief introduction to Excel. So now let's begin and look at the layout of the Excel. So when you open the Excel, first you will be able to see at the top of the page, you will be able to see a bar in the red. That bar is known as a quick access toolbar. On the left of the quick access toolbar, there is a Excel icon, and then there are some icons which perform various functions. So first this function is used to perform an undo action, then a redo action, and the third icon is used to save files. Also, you can change these icons by clicking on the drop down arrow on the right hand side of those icons. Just by clicking on the drop down arrow, a list will open, and in that list you will be able to see the different icons you can replace or add over there. So right now I can just remove the undo to just show you. See, the undo icon is removed, and if I want to add it again, I just have to click on the drop down arrow and click on the undo again so that it will be added over there. And on the right hand side of the quick access toolbar, you can see there is a sign of a minimize, maximize, and the close down of the window. Then below the quick access toolbar, you can see that there are various tabs, and it is known as a tab bar. So in that tab bar, you can see there is a home, then there is an insert tab, page layout, formulas, data, review, and view. Among these, there are, and in those tabs, there are various functions which are related to those tabs. So after clicking on those tabs, you will be able to see various different functions which can be used to create a spreadsheet and make alterations in it. And the panel which opens after clicking on a tab is known as a ribbon. So all these functions which are present in a tab is known as a ribbon. So if we want to close the ribbon, we can just double tap on the tab, and if I want to open it again, just double tap on it again. Otherwise, you can also see there is a button on the right hand side of the tab bar. So you can click that also to minimize and maximize the ribbon. Then let's move forward, and below the ribbon on the left hand side, you can see there is a small box which is known as a name box. So name box defines the cell position. So this is a cell in a spreadsheet. We can select whichever cell we want to edit it. So if I selected a cell over here, it is showing as a D6. So how is it coming as a D6? So D is the column name and 6 is the row name. So that's how the D6 is defined. So whichever cell you choose, its position is shown over in the name box. And on the right hand side of the name box is the formula bar. So what is formula bar? If you select a cell and if you write anything in that cell, that data in that particular cell is shown over here. So we can write so even if it is not visible over here, even if you when you select the cell, it will show the whole data right in the formula bar. Then below the formula bar, you can see there are various alphabets. So those alphabets are known as the column headers. So you can directly select the columns by clicking on those. And on the left hand side, you can see there are various numbers, and those numbers are known as row headers. To select the whole row, you have to have to click on those numbers. And then let's come below. So after looking at the column headers and row headers, let's look at the spreadsheet itself. So spreadsheet is where we perform all the functions we need to organize the data and make any changes in it. So if you want to select any of the cells, you can either go through the navigation buttons on the keyboard, or you can also go through directly by clicking left on the mouse where you want to go. Then let's come below the spreadsheet. There you will be able to see there are various sheets given. So sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. These are the sheets given in a workbook. So what is a workbook? Workbook is the name which contains all the sheets. So sheet 1, sheet 2 and sheet 3. All these sheets are within a workbook, and this workbook's name is known as a book 1, and book 1 is a default name. So I can change it and I will show you how. And if you want to add another sheet, you just have to click on the rightmost button on the sheet tab. So it will add another sheet. Then on the right hand side of the sheet tab, you can also see there is a scroll bar, which is used to scroll from left to right if there is any data on the right hand side or on the left hand side and you are not able to see it. Also, there is another scroll bar that is used for going up and down. Then below that is a status bar. Over here you can see there are some tabs which are used for changing the page layout. So I can change the page layout by clicking on it. So right now we are choosing the only one which we need. And on the right hand side of that, you can see there is a zoom in and zoom out button. So we can zoom in and zoom out by clicking on the plus and minus sign of the bar. And that's it. So that's the basic layout and the introduction of Excel. Thank you.